What's going on, guys? Greg Frick here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Denver Nuggets and are they a real contender in this Western Conference and for this playoffs. Now obviously the Denver Nuggets are surprising, I feel like almost everybody, as far as the way that they played this far. Now I had them as a playoff team, definitely. I thought the fact that they were going to be a surprise team, not to this extent, but definitely right now we're definitely seeing the fact that they're doing really well and overachieving, with currently being the second team in the Western Conference and only one game back of the Golden State Warriors for that number one spot in the Western Conference. And what takes like Isaiah Thomas stating the fact that they believe the fact that they should go for that number one spot. And I think that I definitely would have to agree with that, considering the fact that we're talking about a very young team, the youngest in the NBA as far as average age on a team. So to see a team with such great defense at a young team is just amazing. They are the third best defensive team in points allowed per game out of the entire playoff teams that are going to be in the picture as far as right now. Only the Grizzlies being the one team outside the playoffs that are better than them defensively, but of course the difference being that offense. The offense on the Denver Nuggets is the only one that really perceives a very good offense compared to their defense on the playoff teams. The other ones being Indiana and the Utah Jazz, who are not really being as great as far as that as well. And of course, like I mentioned, them trying to go for that number one seed, it makes the most sense as they have the best home record in the NBA at 27-4. So you definitely have to understand the fact that this is obviously a sense that they're a younger team. As younger teams, usually their role players are the people who definitely do not play at such a great level on the road and really do thrive as far as playing at home. And it's a really good home court advantage as far as to have that, especially going into your NBA playoffs, which most of these it will be their playoff debuts as far as for the NBA. And we definitely have to look at the fact that they just have a good surrounding team. I mentioned before in my video where I thought they were going to be the surprise team of this year, and we definitely have to look at players such as Jokic that has just been exceptional out here. Definitely having a great year as far as the way that he's played, deservedly of an all-star appearance that he did get as far as his first all-star appearance. And we're definitely seeing the fact that the role players are definitely taking in their positions. And with a team that had so many injuries coming into this season and throughout the season, we definitely see the fact that they are such a thriving team. And it's amazing that they are capable of splitting up defensively. This reminds me of the Boston Celtics last year as far as just the ability to recover and really step up no matter who was out of the lineup. So I think the fact that this is a team that we can actually expect to see some things from, just due to the fact of what their whole situation is. They thrive on the defensive, and like I mentioned, they are the youngest team in the NBA, and I would have a problem as far as this if they weren't a top seed. If they weren't a top seed, then you would have to sort of worry about it. A team that's so young on the playoffs, especially considering the fact that if you get off to an 0-2 start, that can become a big issue for somebody like this. But this is really great for a team like this, and really just strange to consider the fact that a team so young is going to come out here and do this. So I agree with Isaiah Thomas that they should go for that number one spot in the Western Conference and try to get that home court advantage throughout the playoffs. So if they could do that, I think the fact that they can become a threat for these types of teams in the Western Conference playoffs. And I think the fact that it's a really good port here. So whenever we sit here and think about this, obviously I'm not sitting here saying the fact they're guaranteed to win a championship or anything like that. This is a very young team, but they thrive on defense. They're great at home. I think the fact that it's a great combination to have as far as a team, whenever we consider with no experience, that's a really good standards of things that you would want to see, especially from that. So I think the fact that this Denver Nuggets team will surprise so many more people as far as going into the playoffs, as well as I've been hearing them being underregarded. Now, I think the fact that this team is at least a good tough out for a second rounder, at least in this consideration of it, and maybe even a Western Conference appearance maybe could be in order for them. But guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think the fact that they are real contenders in this Western Conference, as they've been surprising people all year? Or tell me if they're not. Do you think the fact that it's just all a regular season thing? But But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to Power of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.